Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets, looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still going parabolic just now. Is it going to stop? Is it going to kind of keep going, or is it going to pull back just now? So we'll be looking at the charts for Bitcoin as well. And we'll be going over some of the charts on kind of Binance and some of the altcoins as well, and looking at that. And a couple of other things as well. Obviously, the news story that's dominating just now is kind of Iran and the US, what's happening there, and the escalating tensions that's going on there as well. But is there another reason for that kind of happening just now as well? We'll kind of look at that. I don't like to talk about politics and stuff like that, but we kind of have to because it's affecting the cryptocurrency markets, or could be in the future. But I'm just going to see if we're live or not, just to make sure everything is okay. And see if we've got anybody in. Just now, we have, I'll just get the chat up. And if you're watching just now, just let me know if you're in the kind of chat area just now watching, just by leaving a comment just to say where in the world you're from, or just to say hi if you're a regular viewer as well. It's just to try and get more people talking in the chat area as well, instead of just watching this. So I'm just going to make sure we're live because we have some connection issues yesterday, or the day before, but it looks okay. It's looking good just now. Okay, so I'll dive over to the chat area. Okay, that's looking good. Sound is okay, so we're all good. Okay, who do we have in? We have Stephen King is in the house. Kundalini 2222 is in the house. Good morning to you. Tensions in the Middle East causing Bitcoin to pump, possibly. I'm not so sure about that, to be honest, Kundalini. I don't know why would. I know gold is pumping. People are kind of scared of what's happening. But there's kind of other theories as well. Marcus Jafari is in the house. Niles Bull is in. Sokchia Ngov is back with us. Good to see you back. Mitch Dieter is in. Brundle25 is in the house. Welcome to you. Bruce Rudling is in as well, all the way from South Africa. If Bitcoin hits six figures in 2022, what could Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. be? I think Ethereum is going to do amazing in 2020, and I think it's going to hit everybody. It's going to take everybody by surprise. What Ethereum's going to do as well is really going to have a big revival this year. I think we're starting this year. Ethereum. I think the same with XRP and the likes of Litecoin and Cardano as well. Neo, I think, is one to watch as well. One of the bigger ones. Gary Parmenter is in the house. Mervyn Skidmore is in. Chainlink is on a nice run too. Yeah, so we'll be going over some of the charts as well. Okay, first let's look at what's going on. $218 billion market capitalization overall. I think that's gone down slightly. Has it? We'll just refresh that. Well, no, it's still 218 billion. Bitcoin up another 5%. Laughing in the face of Peter Schiff, who's kind of talking absolute mince about Bitcoin just now, just to try and get his gold up. But Bitcoin up another 5% to 8,312. It's on fire just now, but is touching the upper line of the descending channel. And we'll look at that in a second as well. Who's the winners and losers? We have Quant, Chainlink, Horizon is up, iExec RLC is up, Enigma is up as well. I've just tipped that this morning as well. Crypto.com is up 10% as well. Synthetics Network, Nexo are all up. We'll just see how many we've got in the green. Got about 50-50 in the green. What's it like with Satoshi value? Probably different altogether. Yeah, there's only about 10% in the green Satoshi value, which means obviously the dollar value is going up, but Satoshi value is going down. But the dollar value can still go up even if Satoshi value goes down. But we'd really like the Satoshi value to go up, which would obviously increase the dollar value even more. That's just an illustration. Who's the losers? We have DX Chain, Decentraland, MadeSafeCoin, Kaga Network, Komodo, Centrality, Decred, Lisk all down as well. But not by that much, to be honest. Nothing much happening there. So kind of the altcoins are taking a hit just now because of the Bitcoin parabolic rise. And that's cool. That's the way it should be. It's not the way it should be, but that's the way it usually is. Unless there's a kind of bull market in the altcoins, and obviously with Bitcoin as well. That's what's happened in 2017, 2018. We've seen both of them rising, and I think the same is going to happen this year again. Bitball is up 201%. These are the biggest gainers and losers that's traded over $50,000. We have Acropolis is up 95%. TAP is a couple of times that's been in the top gainers as well, up another 62%. Just going to have a look at TAP. When token is up 48%, IOU 48% as well. That's the biggest kind of ones. What's it like over the last 7 days? Blockstamp doing brilliantly. We've seen that yesterday. Curio 279, Stem Cell Coin, TAP 231%, Bitball 193%, Acropolis 149% as well. So there's still some big gains to be had out there as well. TAP, I'm just going to look at that just now. So it just came on. It just came on to CoinMarketCap. 12 cents at the minute. And it's not got a market cap because it's not got a circulating supply. So we don't know what the circulating supply is. Okay, crypto bubbles. We'll just look at the last day and we'll look at this, the dollar value. You can see mostly in the green, mostly, but there's a few reds there. But if we look at Satoshi value, you can see all red because people are selling off their altcoins to go into Bitcoin or go into USD. If we look on the hourly, that gives us a kind of picture of what's happening. Satoshi value kind of stays the same, USD value. So we're still predominantly in the green for the altcoins over the last hour, which means the altcoins are picking up. But the dollar value and Satoshi value is relatively the same. Fear and Greed Index 51. So we're at neutral, officially at neutral just now. Right slap bang in the middle there of the Fear and Greed Index. So we're neither kind of fearful or being greedy here as well. And I expect that if Bitcoin does rise even more, this is going to jump up to the greedy kind of side of the scale. But we'll see what happens. Bitcoin, this is the highest I've seen Bitcoin for the daily sentiment score. 81.5 for the daily sentiment score. That's the highest I've seen Bitcoin. So that means people are talking positively about Bitcoin over the last day. This is generally over the last 2 years, there's not been positive sentiment with Bitcoin, but today, over the last 24 hours, there has been a lot of positive sentiment on Twitter, and it's up to 81.5. It was up to 84 at one point, but this is the highest I've seen it so far. Daily sentiment, oh, I don't think it's working. It's not. It's saying they're all insufficient volume, so it's not working today for some reason, unless it comes back. Is it changing too fast for it? Nah, so daily sentiment for the other coins is not really working. We jump back to chat area. Ethereum 2022 could be 5k. I'm thinking Ethereum could get to 5k one day, and this is why I'm kind of buying more into it as well. I'm trying to get more into Ethereum as well for the pension pot. But yeah, I think Ethereum could be huge. So Engov, Ethereum 5k, yep. I love iExec and RLC. Yeah, I think they could, well, they are doing extremely well just now. I think could go to 10,000. We'll look at a few of the charts as well, because I'm not really talking about the news. There's not real much news. Iran is kind of dominating the news just now. We can see on the BBC, US airbase in Iraq hit by Iranian ballistic missiles. What else? Iran targets US troops with missile strikes. Aftermath of passenger plane crash in Iran. So we don't know what's happened there. I think this is a Ukrainian plane that's crashed in Iran, and I don't know if there's fears of it being shot down or not. I don't think so. Foreign Secretary condemns Iran missile strikes, but nobody's condemned the strikes on Iran or the killing. We're not going to get into politics because it kind of angers me. It gets me riled up when we go into it. This whole thing, I don't believe, should have started in the first place. And I think it's to take our attention away from other things that's going on just now at home, i.e. the Fed having released 500 billion, nearly $500 billion of money into circulation again, or effectively into circulation again. I think there's a big economic crisis coming up, and to me, this is part of the cover-up for that, or to divert the attention away. It's kind of sleight of hand just now. But that's my opinion. That's just my kind of views on it. I just think there's something more happening, and there's a lot of things going on that we kind of don't know about, I think. And I think it's to do with the economy and what's going on with that, and other things obviously as well. But that will all come out in the fullness of time, I would imagine. Any thoughts on carrot bars? Nope, don't even look at it, to be honest. Hyphen Lee. Gino Dow, hello everyone. Steve, good to see you back. Gino. Bitbox delisting XRP, will this affect the XRP price? Well, I think that was yesterday or the day before it kind of done that, and I think the price did go down, but I don't know if there was a correlation between the XRP price going down and this delisting as well. Or the fact that Bitcoin had just risen so much that people were selling off XRP at the same time as well. Kundalini, for long-term invest in BTC, Ethereum, LTC, iExec, Link, and Enigma, focusing on them. I think that's a good list you've got there. Gary Passage is back with us. Good to see you here. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. All back from holiday and ready for gains 2020. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year this year. We did say that last year. It wasn't such a good idea. A good year, yes, last year. What are your top 5 holdings long term? Bitcoin, Ethereum would be 2 of them. There's a few smaller ones I've got as well. We can talk about that later. David Schwartz is in the house. Good morning to you. And don't believe BBC. Yeah, I think it's all propaganda, to be honest. We're all getting fed the news that they want to feed us, and I don't believe. And you really have to do your own digging. But it's hard to find the truth, even on the internet. It's hard to find the truth as well. And the news sites is all kind of propaganda, and they'll have their news sites as well. Iran will have their propaganda news sites as well. It'll be exactly the same over there as it is here as well. So we have to think about it. Really have to think about that. When we're looking at the likes of BBC, we all take it for granted that they're telling the truth because the British. I just think it's all bullshit, to be honest. It's all propaganda and it's all slanted. It's all biased towards our side of the story. It doesn't give the two sides of the story. It never does, never will. But we always have to think about that. But we still get caught up in this trap of believing the hype or believing the shite, to be honest. What about Tron and Ripple for the future? Big future for both of them, I think. The repo market are going bananas. A big crash is coming, bananas, massive, yeah. We're already at 500 billion, yep. Big Swear talks a lot of sense. Big Swear, haven't heard a lot of. Why 2022? Where did you get that from? I'll show you in a second. There was a fake drone strike on an oil tanker 6 months ago, and Trump immediately blamed Iran. That was the beginning of the con job. It is a big con job, Gary. I believe it's a big con job as well. It's a diversion tactic. That's exactly what's happening just now, I believe. But I'll be called a conspiracy theorist for that. But there's a lot of shit going on we don't know about, and we're never going to find out about. It's just trying to get to the bottom of it. Paul Van Gosman is in. Welcome to you. Mervyn Skidmore, Al Jazeera News seems fairly unbiased. I'll have a look at that. Hyphenly well said. Ethos moving. Paul Van Gosman. Somebody was talking about ethos yesterday and I forgot to kind of get to it. No, it was in a comment somebody was talking about ethos. Okay, Bitcoin price. We're looking at this line again. We're looking at this channel. Again, this is a weekly of where we are. And I was looking at a kind of video this morning, the 4-year cycle Bob Lucas is talking about. He's released a video yesterday. I've not seen all of it, so I can't really comment on it just now. But we're in this kind of 4-year cycle that Bob's talking about. And I think we're kind of really starting another 4-year cycle. So what I'm going to look at here is where we were in kind of 2015. We kind of hit a bottom. We kind of went to the high here back in 2013, came all the way back down. I don't know how far it would come down from there. Probably about 80%. We did the same in 2017. Came down here, 83%. We came down And I think what we're going to do here is we're at the bottom of the support line, and this support line is a really good line going all the way up. If all we did is kind of follow this support line, then we'd be sitting pretty in a couple of years' time. In 5 years' time, we'd still be up at six figures. We'd hit six figures in July 2023 or something like that, or May 2023. We'd hit six figures if all we did was follow the support line all the way up, and it was just jaggy all the way up in 2023. But we could see a kind of repeat of this kind of pattern here. And I'm going to draw you something just now and show you what could happen. And I'm going to extrapolate this information and put it on to here. I'm going to put it on so what this does is kind of taking this pattern that was seen from 2015 to 2017 and putting it back onto this. It could be longer, obviously, and it might not happen. This is just kind of history possibly repeating itself. So we could go up to this kind of 16,000 area before March kind of 2020. We could see that. We might see it kind of breaking out of this channel. And we'll look at this. We'll look at the micro. We're looking at the macro just now. We'll look at the micro in a second. But we could see this pattern. And as I said, it could follow just this line. And we'd still be sitting pretty. Even at the end of 2021, we could still be at $35,000 for Bitcoin, which is 3.5 times where it is just now. But if we follow the pattern of 2015 to 2017, we're kind of up to the top is 647,000 in 2022. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but even if we kind of go up to the middle of the road, about 170, 150,000 for Bitcoin by 2022, I think that is a more likely scenario to happen. But you never know what's going to happen. But if we look at the kind of history, kind of looking at it and repeating itself, we're just repeating that pattern from 2015 to and extrapolating it and taking it from 2020 to 2022. And that will be the kind of start of a 4-year cycle. The 2020 from 2019 to 2020 will be the 3-year parabolic rise. Then we kind of get another kind of big drop down, and we come down to here for a year, which would still be 206,000 by 2024 or 2023. So it could be that we go something like that. If history is going to repeat itself with the same kind of time scales as well, we could see it rising kind of big time. But as I said, even if we follow this support line on this channel, this long-term ascending channel that we've got with Bitcoin just now, and I say long-term, it has been going on since 2013. We've been following this support line and the upper resistance line as well. And we can see 2013 to 2017. And we're not really seeing much before that, obviously. So if we think the spaces in between, and it could be 2021 that we see another kind of peak, end of 2021. I don't think so. So if we kind of look at that and say, okay, the 2021 could be the peak, and that'll be a 4 years kind of cycle as well. So I don't think it's going to get to 400,000 by the end of 2021. I don't think that's going to happen. But you wouldn't have said that kind of even back in 2016, you wouldn't have thought it was going to go up to 20,000 from $650. So stranger things have happened. But if we look at the peaks, you've got 4 years in between them as well. And obviously the troughs, you've got 4 years in between it as well. So here is 2019, so 2023, we'll just do the same again. Oh. So 2023, if you're looking at the same pattern, mid-2023, we're going back down to 125,000 for Bitcoin. Possible scenario. I know that's a big kind of long shot there, but this is a possible scenario if history is going to repeat itself. And then if you look at the next 4 years after that, if you look at 4 years from 2022 or 2021, you're talking 2025, you're talking $4 million in 2025 for the price of a Bitcoin. At its peak and at its lowest, you're talking really $1.1 million or something at its lowest point. If it follows that pattern, and who's to say it might not follow that pattern? It has been following this kind of line, this support line, for the last 7 years. So for the last 7 years, been following that support line. There's no reason to believe it's not going to keep following that support line. So you never know what could happen. So that's the macro view. That's the long-term view. Is everybody going to look at that long-term view and going to hold on to the Bitcoin, one Bitcoin or the half a Bitcoin? Because if it got to kind of 50,000 just now, how many people would sell Bitcoin off, the half a Bitcoin or the one Bitcoin off? A lot of people would sell it off, not believing they could ever go to kind of 6 figures. So I think that's where we could be. I'm holding on to Bitcoin for probably 4 years. I'm going to be 51 in February. So I've got 55 and then I've got it in the pension pot. So 4 years. If it did get to this peak before then at 400,000, I would sell off then. I think I'd be pretty well off and I wouldn't be too greedy about it. I think I'd sell off then for me. Okay, so let's look at the micro. What's happening just now with Bitcoin? I'll go to auto again. So you can see we're in this descending channel. We've been in this descending channel for 7 months now. And we could still be in this descending channel for months and months and months to come. But we're also kind of looking at this structure here as well. This support line that was seen on the ascending channel on the long-term bigger view and bigger picture. But I said yesterday, if we hit this line here, the upper line, around about 8,500, we could possibly see a big drop from there, where a lot of shorters are going to go in and just go, right, this is the time to short it. And that seems the more likely scenario to happen. There's going to hit this 8,500, it's kind of done that already, or close to it, around about the 8,600, 8,500 area, and it could drop. However, this could break out of this descending channel and kind of break out to the upside and go to kind of 9,000, 9,500, 10,000. So that's what could happen. It could totally break the structure altogether. And looking at it just now, there's no reason to believe that's not going to do that, unless the shorters come in big time here around about the 8,500 and then kind of short it all the way down again to the support level of 7,300. So we could see a big drop like that, but we'll need to wait and see over the next couple of days if it's going to break 8,500. And I've said that's going to be even more bullish if it does that. So there's a couple of bullish scenarios we're in just now. It's staying true to the support structure. Here, this support line here. On the daily, it's crossed over. The 70 EMA has crossed over the 50 EMA. We've seen this parabolic spike as well for the last 7 or 8 days now. We've had a green candle. And if we break out of 8,500, we could be going much, much higher from here as well. So that is a possible scenario there. The other scenario, as I said, it could hit 8,500, shorters come in, and then it brings it back down to 7,300. So it's taking a risk either way, but I wouldn't kind of be going in just now. I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin just now until it hits that 8,500. And if it breaks that, then I'd be going long. If it kind of starts to come down from there, then I'd probably look at going short as well. Okay, I'll just go back to the chat area. And Nels Bill, you're totally on point about news media and the things that are happening in the world. 100% agree with you and others on this. Yeah, I genuinely believed that for years, that you can't believe kind of what you read is all totally biased towards what people want us to believe, or what the media want us to believe and the government want us to believe. Donny Don Matthew, hi Steve, I closed my BTC long at 8,330. Do you think opening position should be after it break? Yeah, exactly what I was saying, Donny Don. So if it breaks 8,500, but I would leave it to break kind of a wee bit higher than that and stay above that before going long again. So yeah, that's what we'll do, because it could, you're probably better looking at doing either way, going long or going short, but you have to wait and see what happens at the 8,500 area. Lawrence Matthews is in the house. Welcome to you. Mervyn Skidmore saying Donny Don Matthew gutsy move with leverage. Mac Pawn is in the house. Welcome to you. 25 leverage, paid off for now, but I've lost in some trades as well. Yeah, it's risky doing leverage. I don't think I'll do, if I was going in leverage again, I probably would only go 10x leverage, but 25x leverage is kind of gutsy. But in this kind of move up, has been a good, it's hopefully worked out well for you, Donny Don. Paul Van Gosselin, we have a bull run this year, 2020. I see a bit of a bull run in 2020. Yes, I do. I see the start of a bull run. And by the start of a bull run, I'm talking about we could get up to, I think we'll easily pass $20,000. I don't think it's going to hit the $20,000 and then everybody's going to say, oh, that's the highest level it's ever been, then start shorting it. Don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to zoom through $20,000 towards the latter end of the year. I think that's what's going to happen, if not before then. But yeah, I think it's going to be a big kind of move coming up for Bitcoin. But there's always going to be ups and downs with it as well. Gary Parmenter, Gulf of Tonkin incident, also known as the USS Maddox incident, was an international confrontation that led to the United States engaging more directly in the Vietnam War. It's the same tactic. It's kind of crazy what's going on. It is crazy. Gino Dow, we can all dream BTC go that high. Well, imagine putting yourself back in 2015 when it was $500 or $600, and everybody saying, oh, we could all dream that kind of Bitcoin's going to go to $20,000. Because if you do, I don't know if it kind of works the same. We're going to go to the weekly again. Right, so, and we're going to look at this again. Right, so this kind of follows that pattern. And this is back in 2011. And we go down to 237. So we're going to take it from there. So 237. I'm going to auto this. This is kind of scary when you look at it. So we've extrapolated what happened in 2011 to 2015. Or 2000, yeah, up to 2015. And extrapolated the same kind of bar chart pattern. And we've taken it and added it to here. And we're going to go to the bottom of here. So that'll probably be about... That's not right. I know I'm kind of putting it to my own. Right, we'll do that again because I've just changed it and that's kind of fundamentally changing it, so that's not fair to do that. So we'll just do that again. But it's kind of freaky when you can look at it. Right, so that's the pattern. Yeah, and we're just going to move that to here. Oh, not to there. I've done it again. One wee sec. Where did that go? Disappeared. Okay, we're going to go to, we'll go from here and to here. And then we're going to come down. It's just that the pattern we're looking at. If we can see the pattern, which is extrapolated from the previous 2 years, and look at it from here, we can see a very similar pattern happened. And it says here we could have got to 42,000 if we followed that pattern as well. Didn't quite get to 42,000, it got to 20,000 instead. But it was a very, very similar pattern that happened there. From the previous 4 years to its kind of high peak again. So we do exactly the same, even if we get half of that, so we do exactly the same here, going to 2015 to 2019, and we're just going to move it here. So saying by then, March 21st of March 2022, we could be up to 549,000, but even if we're wrong and it goes to half of that, could still be up to 100,000, 150, 200,000 for the high peak. So that's the peak price we're talking about there as well. So that's, when you look at that, if you're back in 2011 and thinking it could go up to $1,000 from $10 Bitcoin, you'd say no way is it going to happen. Same in 2015. At $200 going up to $20,000, you'd say no way is that going to happen. It did happen. Could it get up to $500,000? We're saying just now, no way is that going to happen. But we've seen way back in the past, all those people would have said that as well. If you get what I mean, hopefully that kind of, you get a point from what I'm talking about here. Mervyn Skidmore, God only invented war to teach Americans geography. That's a bit damning. Try that with XRP. That would be good to try that with XRP actually. Back down to 125,000. Can't wait to hear that. Yeah, I know. Imagine hearing the news, oh no, Bitcoin's fallen back down to 125,000. Now you just go, that's mental. It just kind of blows your mind even thinking about that. Now, Bull, the only thing that worries me is that Bitcoin on the macro scale made a lower high for the first time in its existence. Yet, yeah. So far, CME gap's been filled, I believe. So look at the BTC. So we're going to the daily. We've still got a CME gap here. I've kind of pointed that out before. This gap was in October. Where was the other gap? We had that there. That's been filled already. That was the most recent gap. Have we got a gap here? No, we haven't really got a gap here. We can see the kind of gaps here. Got gaps here. And the gaps only happen because of the weekend closing of the CME. That's what it is. That's how the gaps occur. But there's not really any gaps just now. Is that a gap? Nope. I wouldn't really call that. I suppose down to there. Could be a gap here. Come down to 7,500. Possibly. But we still have a gap up here that's not been filled. There's the 11,700 gap. Everybody's forgotten about that. Back in the 9th of August, this gap has not been filled yet. So it could be that we go up to 11,700 or around about the 12,000 area and then come back down to fill this gap again, because that gap has not been filled yet. So there's gaps on either side. And just go to XRP. I'll try it with Bitcoin. So imagine we were kind of doing that. It would be exactly the same price. It would just go up to 23,000 Satoshi. And that'd be a 660% increase. So that's if we extrapolate that information from back in 2017. We've not got XRP, BTC. Have to go to maybe Bitfinex. No. Go to Ponyx. That's got a longer history. So I could extrapolate the information from there. I like that word, extrapolate. So this is us going back to 2014. And have to go on a weekly. And we can see kind of has to repeat it to sell a couple of times there. Rose by 600% back in 2014. 2017 rose by 3,000%. 2017 again, 1,500%. it's kind of all over the place as well. There's no support line there. There's no structure with XRP. There's no real structure there or long-term structure as is there is with BTC. There's no long-term structure there. That's the difficulty in kind of extrapolating kind of historical prices and putting it onto the future. But it does work well with BTC. Paul Van Gosman, Steve, any news on Phantom? Haven't heard any news, Paul. Can do any, it's my internet alias. Right, we'll just look at some of the charts before we kind of head off. What's doing well? So Go is still doing extremely well just now. This is Go Chain. This is a chart I made back in October, November. And I said if it does break out of this triangle, it's going to go to at least 223, and it did. It went up to 262 just now. And these are the kind of support lines I had for it, or the next breakout patterns. So I said once it breaks out from about 90, 91, it's going to go up to 137, which it did, came back down, then go up to 180, which it did, and then go up to 315, which is doing just now. That was a good call. T-Fuel is going up 6.9%, but that's as lowest it's ever been. See a coin. Chainlink just going up and up and up. Look at that pattern there. This is a weekly we're looking at, so this is a kind of macro view. If you look at that, it's just a beautiful kind of chart to look at. Especially if you kind of bought down here at 2,700, you're now 10x that at 27,340. BQX Voyager. Very low at the moment. ENG. And this was another one, said it was going to follow this kind of cup and handle kind of pattern. So ENG was going to get up to about 15,000, 16,000. So 5,000 just now, so a couple of 100% to go, and I do believe it'll get there. Going to go up to probably 15,361. So I think this is the start. It did get to 3,212, and I think it's going to go up to that 15,000 level eventually. So I think that's a good one. Dogecoin, yeah. And Data is another one I've called as well at 208. You can see it's spiked up 1,700 there as well. But I do believe this is going to go up. RLC, looking good from its bottom, 1,842. And I did say it was going to get to 10,000 here. This is why I put in this line. I said RLC is going to get to 10,000, going to form this cup and handle, come back down and go back up again. Exactly what's happened there. Cup, handle, and up again. So I think that's what's going to happen. So we're going to see a 100% rise for IXX RLC. That's going to happen within the next few months. I say that as if it's just a matter of course that it is going to happen. I do believe it is, though. So I think that'd be a good one to put money on. That's going to go up by 100% at least over the next couple of months. Perfect cup and handle formation there. We'll look at some of the bigger ones as well. Ethereum, BTC. Obviously, a lot of them are coming down because of the Bitcoin price. Lowest price since 2017. So coming up for 2.5 years, the lowest price for Ethereum in Satoshi value. Dollar value is going to be totally different, but Satoshi value is what we're looking at. We'll go ETH, USD. So $143. So what I'm saying, and a lot of people just don't believe it at all, I'm saying it's going to 10x from here. And I do believe it's going to 10x from here. It'll go from $85 to $372. We're probably going to get that, at least that rise again. But yeah, I do believe that we are going to see a big rise for Ethereum as well. XRP, BTC, I know we've just looked at it, but we'll look at the dollar value. Different chart altogether. Close to its low, or 2-year low, 2.5-year low. I still think we're going to see a big jump for XRP as well, and I'd say a 10x for that as well. Litecoin, USD. Go to daily. Chart is this, yeah. So Litecoin in dollar value crossing over that 200 level, 50 level. I don't know why I've not got the EMA in. I must have taken that up by mistake. But yeah, it's looking good for Litecoin USD value, that is. LTC, BTC. And that's going down along with the others. Probably the lowest that's been for, that's the lowest it's been for 2.5 years in Satoshi value. Jump back to chat. Can you have a look at Ethereum? Just looked at that. West End Boy here, Partick Thistle fan. Excellent. Honest crypto journey, my private pension, which will be investing in BTC, ETH ETNs, is banking on a 6-figure BTC. I would be able to retire at a sensible age. Yeah, same here. Same here, Stuart. I think if it does hit 6 figures, I think that'll be the time just to go, right, okay, just sell that off, keep the money in till I'm 55, take 25% out, $250,000 out, tax free, and then just live off the rest. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. Not a big fan of ETNs. I think with ETNs at the moment, it's the best of a kind of bad situation, because we cannot invest, in Britain anyway, we cannot invest in a kind of pension plan for that's got Bitcoin in it, that's Bitcoin related. So ETN's the next best thing to do that. We can do that in a SIP, but we can't do it any other way just now. So we can do it legally, and it means we can get offset our kind of wages if you're over the kind of threshold. Just now, especially when you're in Scotland as well, the threshold is kind of changing. So if you're in the upper threshold, and I'm kind of not, because obviously I've got my own business, so I make sure my tax is extremely low. If you're over that threshold, you can put more into your pension, and it means you can put into a SIP, which has got an ETN, and buy into that ETN as well. So it's brilliant from that point of view. But if another kind of an ETF or something came along where we could invest in Bitcoin, then I would definitely do that. If a pension company came along, or a fund management company came along and they would invest in Bitcoin, I would invest in them if it was just tracking the kind of Bitcoin price. But with nothing like that just now, so ETNs are the best of a bad situation just now. TRX chart, I'll look at TRX. Not looked at that in a while actually. I don't know why I've not got this. Where's the other EMA? The indicators, EMA, and we're going to go to settings, create that 7, style, green, and that is going to be why that's not been on before. Let's put it on there. Okay. So Tron, this is on the daily chart, going down in the Satoshi value. We're not going to look at the dollar value, there's no point. So going down in the Satoshi value, obviously people are selling off to get into Bitcoin at the moment. But I still think it's a good long-term prospect. So you could effectively going back down to 145 just now. 145 Satoshi for Tron at the minute. So it's not looking good just now. We'll look at it on the 4-hourly chart. We'll just go to the micro. Yeah, it's not looking good for Tron just now. So it wouldn't be an entry point at the minute. If you're holding it long term, I wouldn't be too worried. but I think it might come down to that 140 level again and bounce back up. That would be a double bottom there, and that'd be a good time to get in for Tron. Yeah, I think it'd be a good time to get into the 140 level, but I think things will change and Bitcoin might start coming down a wee bit again. So we need to wait and see kind of what happens there, to see what happens with the altcoins. But the altcoins are definitely taking a hit just now because of the Bitcoin spike. The green lines are just kind of looking at information that could happen in the future. So it's still looking good for Bitcoin just now. 8,289, coming down slightly, but you'd expect that with such a rise from 6,885 up to 8,500. LTC moving, just looked at that as well. Honest Crypto Johnny was a bit late to the party this morning, but like crushed. I'll watch the rest later. Brilliant. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that. Haven't seen a video from you, or haven't had any notifications. Don't know if you've done a video. So if you've not checked out Stuart's Honest Crypto Johnny, just click on Honest Crypto Johnny and you'll see his channel as well. He's got a channel on YouTube as well. So good to check that out and just support everybody that's got a channel. There's more. I think Gary Permenta as well, if he's still in just now, he's got a channel as well. When I've seen a video from him, I don't know if you're starting a channel, Gary. Gareth Passage is in the house. Cardano, AWTC. We have been for a very long time, since 5th of August or August. We've been in this kind of channel, so we're still stuck in that trading range just now, probably higher than that. Yeah, still stuck in our trading range, so we could effectively come down to 400 again for Cardano and still be within that trading range. And if it did go there, that'd be a good time to buy in at 400 for Cardano. If you're in it for the long term, is just accumulating more and more and more all the time at these prices, because Cardano is going to go up. It's just taking a long time to get there. And somebody said the other day, I can't remember who, that Cardano, too many intellectuals, not enough business types in there. And to be honest, I tend to agree with that, but they will get there. I do believe they'll get there. And I think you're talking a good 300-400% that Cardano are going to be rising as well. G-Slick is in the house. Hi to you. Martin Gakir is in. Hi to you. Kukla is in this morning as well. Good to see you, Kukla. Gary Pimenta, any idea why BNB is staying so low, Steve, even before this pump? Gareth Passage, like, smash, and video shared. Thank you very much, Gareth. Honest Crypto Journey, yep, been keeping the videos going, but been busy. One vid every couple of days at the moment. It's just finding the time when I'm out working. 50 hours in the car. I know it's a nightmare, mate. I've just not had the notifications up because I've subscribed to you and getting notified of every video, so I'll need to check that. So BNB, you're talking about BNB. So look at this before we head off. Right, okay, so we're looking at probably a good time to buy in actually. Unless it drops below this, I'd wait to see if it's going to drop below this on Satoshi value. So we're talking about 180,000 just now. But you can see here we've kind of potentially got a double bottom here, so this could be a good time to buy for BNB, unless you might want to wait and see if it drops below this, because this is kind of strong support, 180,000. If it drops below that, then you're looking at, there's a support area there at 123,000, and we've got supports in between obviously as well. Yeah, about 145,000. So that's your support areas for BNB just now. We'll look at BNB USD. So $14.94 at the minute. So it really all depends what Bitcoin is going to do. If Bitcoin keeps on going up, then obviously the alts are going to come sliding down. We're still going to get some of the alts popping. We've seen that with GoChain and a couple of the others as well. Link is popping just now. And BNB might pop, but this might come back down. So I'd just wait and see the Satoshi value, if that is going to go up as well at 180,000. But it's just a matter of waiting for Bitcoin to see what it's going to do, if it's going to break out of this descending channel or not. If it does, then they're also going to keep on going down, unfortunately. It's just the way it is just now. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you tuning in this morning. We'll kind of keep an eye on the escalating kind of tensions over in Iran, see what's going on there, see what bullshit they're going to kind of feed us on the news and what excuses are given. But we'll keep an eye on that as well. Is it going to affect the Bitcoin price? It's kind of affecting it just now, possibly. But if it escalates anymore, we could see a slide in the Bitcoin price and the cryptocurrencies as a whole, as well as the stock market. Gold prices will obviously go up as well, but Bitcoin might go up because it's seen as a store of value as well, for the same as gold as well. So it might go up because of that as well. We need to wait and see what happens there. Hopefully it doesn't escalate. We don't want loss of life. It doesn't matter what the reasons are and what bullshit they're feeding us. We do not want loss of life as well. There's enough of that going on in the world just now. Look at Australia, what's going on over there as well, with the kind of fire still raging. And I hope everybody's safe over there as well. It's just kind of a nightmare what's going on just now. But until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.